There we go. All right, we're back. Store credit.
Start credit. We got a new host in here today.
Manuel, introduce yourself.
Manuel, obviously. How you guys doing? I hope you guys are doing great.
Oh,
Welcome.
Briss.
Ooh.
And then we got a special guest today, one of my longtime friends,
Yo,
JP.
What's up?
What's up, bro? So, how was the drive today coming over here?
It's nuts.
Yeah.
I ain't seen LA rain this consistently since I've moved here.
Yeah.
This is nuts. I don't think anybody's used to it, to
Yeah.
say the least, you know?
Facts.
Not at all.
It's nuts,
And-
bro.
So let's get straight into it. So,
All
like you were
right.
saying, obviously, is LA. Tell us about where you came from originally, and like, were you from here or are you from somewhere else?
So originally, I'm actually from Philadelphia.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I'm from Philly originally. I've been here for like 6 going on 7 years now.
Okay, so wow, now.
Yeah, so I moved here in like 2000, what was that, 2016? Maybe late 2015, early
Okay, cool.
2016.
Yeah,
And kind of just came here and figured it out from there.
yeah. And what was
Honestly.
the reason for that transition from going to Philly to LA? Like, was there something you were trying to do out here, or what was it?
Yo, honestly, bro, a lot of people I probably feel like don't know this, but I had no reason for coming.
Yeah,
Like the first time I came to LA to visit, I moved here. I was actually coming out here because my god brother was like, "Yeah, I want to do music," and I was back home like struggling, not knowing what the fuck I want to be doing. I came here, and I was like, "Yo, this is dope." Ended up stumbling into a job,
Yeah.
figured my situation out, and next thing you know, I was a Melrose kid, like in
Kicking
LA,
it. Yeah.
kicking it, like, you know what I mean. So it was never something that was like planned or like I want to go here and do this. Like that wasn't how my story unfolded.
okay, cool. And then like another thing, like you were saying, you just kind of fell into it coming to LA.
Yeah.
What was like that? I would say from coming here, like how did you hustle your way through everything, meeting people? Like what was that like when you were first starting out here?
First and foremost, I don't even want to speak. I want to say Hollywood and specifically.
Yeah.
I feel like at that time, Hollywood was a very different place.
Yeah.
I feel like it was a lot more opportunity, a lot easier to kind of meet people. You got to remember at that time, Melrose is popping, the Beverly Center is shut down. Everybody kind of has to come through there.
Yeah.
And if you're that guy who's social enough, you can kind of meet a lot of people just by like on accident almost. Like
Yeah.
we were in times like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know if it's necessarily the same now, but when I was working, I used to work at Wild Style in Melrose.
Okay.
Like Rihanna used to come through. Like it was
Regular.
just different times, you know? So I feel like if you were one of those kids coming up at those times, if you made those relationships and took that extra step, it's kind of easy to like network and like make relationships from there. You know what I mean?
I feel like you said 2016 you moved here.
Yeah.
That's when like round 2 first came on like hot in the
Early,
area.
it was like it was a lot of stuff going on in the community still. It was a very different time. A lot of the younger rappers were out here coming up. This is like before Trippie Redd is popping. This is
like the
before
soundtrack
this
era.
is like SoundCloud era for kids becoming popular too. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So
True.
it was a lot easier, I feel like, to get your name out a little bit more back then.
Yeah, and I feel like even around that time, that's when I'm a little late, I would say. That's when I really started like getting into clothes, like Fear of God, Supreme, all of that
Yeah.
stuff. So that's when I started kind of seeing when Rude would come up, and then I'd be like, oh shit, like he's actually like, that was the time. And I feel like right now, maybe there's like a shift happening again where it's like these little brands are starting to come back up the same way in 2016 that stuff was going on.
Yeah, it's probably bouncing back a little bit. I feel like in those days, you got to remember like 424 used to throw parties. It was that era. It was always something going on Fairfax. It was like, it was cool to hang out around those times. Like
Yeah.
right now, you chilling on Fairfax and Melrose, you might get robbed. Like, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, you
it's
gotta
not.
be definitely a lot more
It's
careful.
not really the
nowadays.
same era it was, man. Like,
Not at all.
like Melrose used to be like a safe haven almost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
It was like
so-
it was a wild wild west, but like in a good way. 'Cause
And
I
it-
remember like
yeah.
one day I walked out of the store and I saw Taco and Kendall Jenner chilling. Right there. And I
Yeah,
was just
for
like,
sure.
It was just like you would see people like Rihanna.
It was like super like regular.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like in today's day and age, it's not that same time here.
No.
Yeah,
It's
not at all.
definitely not that same time.
So you
Definitely,
definitely came into LA on that time where it was low key a good time for you to come and like meet
yeah,
people
I
and
feel
network.
like it was a big case of right place, right time.
Yeah.
Like, just everything aligning. Like, you know what I mean? I
Facts.
just came here and it just made sense.
And then also, obviously, we're gonna get into how we met.
Oh yeah.
I think And it was a funny moment because I remember around that time, obviously, I used to intern for Root, and then I ended up leaving, and I started going like full force my brand.
Yeah.
And then from that time, I was like, I'm gonna just hit up a whole bunch of people that I fuck with their style and shit.
Yeah.
Like, and send them clothes for me.
Yeah.
And then I hit you, and then I think it was like the same day or the next day, you're like, yeah, I'll fuck with your shit. Send me some stuff.
Yeah.
And then from there, we linked up, and bro, you came from Hollywood all the way to the Valley, which I'm pretty sure was a big little drive.
Yeah.
And then even then, like, but I think it was that same thing where of like, I just was like, fuck it, let me just try. Like it wasn't not like I'm like, oh, I'm trying to fucking, you know, be around you. But I was just like, fuck with your shit. I just want you to wear it. And cool. And you made the drive out. I was still living at my mom's house. So we sat there and we chopped it up. And then even leaving that convo, I was like, yo, this motherfucker's actually like really cool and genuine. Like it wasn't anything weird.
Appreciate
and obviously
it, bro.
now we're like here, and I'm just like, we still got that relationship where like I'll hit you up for some shit, you'll hit me up for some shit, and we're just like chilling. And I feel like that's something like a lot of people can grab back home, where it's like you don't have to hit up somebody all the time expecting something from them.
Yeah.
Like I just hit them up on some like, yo, I just want to give you some shit because I like the way you dress, and maybe you can like, you know, spill it in. But I was never like, yo, make sure you tag me in it. Yo, make sure you do this.
Right,
It was more so like,
That's way too extra.
you know, just build that relationship, and whatever happens, happens, you know?
Yeah, the thing about me is, bro, like, I'm the type person, like, I don't care if your shit is lit, like, buzzing, if it's before, after. If I fuck with it, I fuck with it, kind of.
Yep.
And I'm like, I'm serious about it, you know what I mean? So people try to send me clothes all the time, bro.
Yeah.
Like, you
I'd
know,
imagine.
probably 10 to 15 brands a day. And in some cases, it'd be like, yo, the shit may be cool. Just like, if I wouldn't wear it, I'm not going to take it.
Yeah.
I'm kind of that guy. Like, I got enough shit in my closet already.
Facts.
So if I fuck with something, I'm like, yeah, I want it. Like, send it. Like, you know what I mean? So I'm like, I don't even play around with stuff like that because it's just like, damn, this is dope. Like, people want to give me free clothes just to wear it. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
So it's dope, man.
How are you choosing your outfits like on a daily basis? Like what's inspiring you to like, all right, today I'm gonna wear all black, or today I'm gonna get a little louder with it? Like what's driving you?
So for me, I kind of like, instead of just dressing one way, I kind of feel like I pick an aesthetic of what I'm gonna do for the day. So one day I might be on some like sporty shit, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna go with that aesthetic. Or one day I might feel like I want to dress like a throwback skater. I want to go baggy jeans or something. One day I might want to go super fitted. One day I might want to go super archive. I kind of start from there and then just break it down piece by piece. Like as far as what aesthetic I'm gonna do that day, or what jewelry I'm gonna wear with this, or what's gonna mesh with that.
Yeah.
If you don't mind, do you mind giving a breakdown of the fit right now?
We do a little fit breakdown.
All right, cool.
You can stand up, and then we got you.
If
over
you
here.
don't mind. Yeah.
thing.
Oh yeah, I got you.
And well, I'll try my best to break it down.
All right,
Because you got to be on the mic.
I'll let you try first.
All right. Go ahead.
All right, so.
All right. 94's on?
No,
No, 85.
85.
Go ahead.
Everybody, you look back at everybody like, damn, yo, we're gonna shoe store.
85s with 85s, right? Or am I wrong? Yeah.
Undercover.
Yeah.
And then he
what
got
is
the chrome. Yes, sir. Ski. And then
What tee?
the good.
Vintage Darth Vader tee,
Just a vintage Darth Vader tee is a good tee.
Prezi, regular day shit.
Little tennis on.
40mm date day, yellow gold.
Think about me.
Yeah.
If you ever see me in ones, they're 85.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anytime you see him.
I don't do Jordan ones.
I can't say the
85
same.
Jordan ones.
Everybody else, but it's just that's my vice.
There we go.
But yeah, 85 size 3. Good luck finding these.
Quick and easy.
Besides that, yeah, man, easy.
What are these jeans going for that you got on for the people that don't know?
Mike. What are the jeans going
Shit, in today's day and age, bro.
for? Yeah. Too much.
At one point in time, when I got into all this shit, it was a lot cheaper. Right now, bro, I probably say if you want a size 3 in particular, that's the biggest size, the bigger size, you're gonna spend anywhere from 7 to 10K. Give or take.
Jesus Lord.
I remember me and DC just recently went to Complex Con, and they had the
remake.
Yeah.
I think
Bro.
even the remakes are going for like $4 or $5 grand right now.
How much was retail, DC? Like 2K? 25 or 2,500. And then like
Yeah.
we walked in, that whole rack was gone.
You want to know what's nuts about pieces like this though? Because when these jeans first came out, they went on clearance.
Yeah.
No
Like
way.
nobody gave
Wait,
a
what
fuck.
year?
I
Or, like,
think
back-
this is like way back.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
I'd
But
imagine.
these were on clearance. These were like selling for $500 and $600. So it just
The
it
ones
just
you
shows
wearing
how
are
far the
also on
hype
clearance.
goes. Huh?
I was like, the ones he was wearing also on clearance.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh yeah.
We looking
for
back.
sure.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? So it's just like it's fucked, bro. It's
What do you think that was, like that shift? Like how did that go from like clearance to like now it's like everything's like 5K, 10K to get these archive pieces.
Well, I feel like we're in a phase right now where kind of everybody like dresses very much so the same.
Uh-huh.
So it's kind of a flex to have shit that people can't get easily.
Yeah.
So that small community of kids that love archive pieces and things like that kind of all know each other.
Yeah.
So now it's like, all right, well, how bad do you really want it? But with certain pieces, it's like, yeah, it might be one in Japan, one in New York, one in LA. It might be anywhere from 5 to 6 people in the market who are willing to even let go of something, even if it's in your size. Good luck.
Yeah.
So it's like it just makes it fun to me, because I like pride myself on once I get something, it's not coming back. Like you know what I mean? But
It's like super rare because I remember I'm not too familiar with Archive, but around to New York City when we opened, we posted a picture of those like hybrid sweatpants.
Oh, the
yeah,
number 9.
yeah. Those
and it
were
was a
big.
big size too. And me and Chris didn't know like what they were. We just thought undercover sweatpants.
Right.
We posted them. We didn't put a price or nothing. And this kid at the opening came up and he was just like, "Hey, like you guys pictured like 2 months ago these pants. Guess
Yeah.
how much they were?
I have no clue.
$200.
Bro, the number 9.
Yeah,
the
Lord.
fucking
Yeah.
I know it's just selling for like 2K and shit
Yeah.
like that.
But it was a kid that you could tell right away he was an archive kid. Probably noticed that.
Yeah.
Stood in line hoping that nobody was gonna ask it. We didn't even have them on display. They were in the basement.
Yeah.
That's how much that we were just like not focused on them.
It's really a whole different world, man. There's kids that watch those Japanese auctions and sit there all day and they'll like try to snipe and scout pieces.
Yeah.
Like it's really a real thing.
Yeah. How do you go about like getting this stuff? Like, do you have like a certain seller you go to, or you just like scavenger the internet?
I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. Well, I kind of pride myself in that. Like, I'm still a nerd. Like, I still take my time, look for pieces. Like, I'll spend 2 years looking for one piece. Like, I'm that guy still to this day. Like, every day I'm on Grailed. Every day I'm on Japanese auctions. Every day I'm scouring the internet for certain pieces. Like, I feel like I've never like that. That just doesn't go away from me.
Yeah, it's like the chase. Like I remember back in the day, the chase was the part. Now it's so accessible, but not this stuff. But like you still have that nostalgic feeling of the chase.
Yeah, like it just feels good. Like it's like one thing to be able to afford something, but I feel like finding it is a whole different like addiction. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
of course.
it just makes it fun.
Yeah. What was like the most money you spent on a piece?
On one piece?
Yeah, like whether it was clothing or like a shoe.
Only clothes and shoes?
Yeah.
He was like, he was just like,
Because
what are we talking
we
about
can get
exactly?
into the jewelry later, but I'm talking about like whether whatever it is. Like
He had to specify.
Oh shit, I'm really.
I know you got that Bottega jacket too, that leather one.
Yeah. That was pretty expensive, but I think we beat that.
What is it?
He's like by a mile.
I got some chrome jeans that got like maybe 200 patches on them.
Oh yeah, that one
Lord.
with all the blue. We'll
Yeah.
insert the picture.
Those are like 10,000.
Jesus Christ.
Give or take something along the lines of that. Yeah.
You still got him now?
Yeah.
Damn.
And how do you feel about like how
Oh,
literally
I got
it's-
some Freddies too recently.
Jeez.
15K
Oh, there we
on
go.
those.
I sold my Freddy's for 4 bands.
bruh?
Damn.
He looked down. He was like, damn. All right,
when,
never mind.
when I opened Chicago, I remember they were like, "Hey, do you have heat at the crib?" And I was just like, "Yeah, I got 2 shoes, perfect for this opening. I got
Yeah.
the Freddy's and I got What the Dunks, but this is before the
The hype
rise
before
again.
the hype, yeah.
I sold round 2, my What the Dunks for 3 bands, and my Freddy's for 3,500. And then
Jesus
Russo
Christ.
priced them
God.
for 4 only. He's like, "Yo, let's get a crazy steal." Yeah. So he priced them at 4, and then the What the Dunks, I think he just put for like 500 on top too. The kid came
Jesus.
in and
Come
paid
up.
all cash, and he was happy. Who knows where those are at?
Right, yeah.
What size is it?
That's another thing that you'll like never see. Like, good luck,
Yeah,
bro.
Hell
yeah,
no.
because I think Justin recently posted one up for like 20 bands.
Yeah, he sold 2
Yeah.
actually. Yeah, I want to check those out too. Yeah, so
Now, even like when you're getting like a piece like that, like obviously you got the Freddy's. Like, do you have a fit in mind, or you're kind of just like, let me just throw it with whatever I have on?
nah, I kind of freestyle, bro.
Yeah.
I'm still like into that. Like I think planning fits is cringe to me.
Yeah.
Like I kind of rather just go at it by eye. Like and like I don't even like matching too much sometimes. Like sometimes I just don't care.
Yeah.
So if I want the piece, I just want the piece.
Yeah.
Sometimes I just buy the piece and I won't care about even wearing it. I just like I just need to have it. You know. So I'll figure it out later.
Yeah.
I feel like that happens a lot to a lot of us. It's like we buy shit and then sometimes you never wear it. Like there's certain things that
Yeah.
I haven't worn and then I'm just like, I should sell it. And I was like, I'm never getting it back.
Bro,
If I sell
I honestly feel like I have a rotation of about 5 to 6 sneakers. and probably have 1,000 pair of shoes, and I don't wear any. I don't wear any of that shit. So it's like it just happens sometimes like that, you know.
What's the sneaker rotation looking like right now?
Besides the 85s.
So I wear my 85s, all the colorways. I wear like my fucked up. I wear my beater Vans. Like I wear shit. That's really it, bro.
Yeah.
85s,
Damn,
Vans, Chucks.
Yeah.
Like I'm talking about like regular Chucks, like $30 and $40 Chucks you can get out the store. Like I'm keeping it super basic, bro.
Easy.
I really like that one brand though. I do wear those a lot. Like if I'm going to the gym or doing something chill, the Solomons.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
I wear
sir.
those. Get a lot of wears out of me right
Shout
now.
out Brian Diaz.
I've been wearing New Balances a lot lately too.
yeah.
But besides that, not much, bro.
What's like a under and overrated shoe that, in your opinion, like just in general, like go from like, oh, I think this shoe's overrated, I think this shoe's underrated.
Overrated, price wise, or just
whatever you
Like
think.
something that you see and you're like, damn, why do people like this? shit?
Yeah.
I
Anything,
wouldn't,
like
I wouldn't drop that
designer,
bread on that shoe.
Whatever.
Like
it's
a
hard
pair-
for me to say that because I probably had dropped the bread on the shoe, but the Rick Owen Dunks, I think are overhyped.
Oh shit, yeah.
It does look good aesthetically, but I'm kind of sick of people like butchering Rick right now.
Would you say that's like the entry level to everybody's like, you know?
Not entry level to what?
So,
as
like,
in,
when you- when
they
you're trying
see
to dress
that and
up.
they're like archived. They're like, they think Rick Owens dunk.
Yeah, it's like a go-to.
Yeah.
It's like I see dudes that have like a black wax skinny jean with a Rick Dunk, and you think
Right.
the fit fly. Like, it's like come on, bro. Like,
It's all overdone. You're like, all
I'm
right.
kind of tired of seeing that.
Right, no, of
You know
course,
what I
yeah.
mean? Like to me, if you wear Rick Dunks and you got to show the tongue, then you new to this. Like, you know what I mean? Like that's a true and tell sign.
Yeah. And then an underrated sneaker.
An underrated sneaker,
Could be anything.
bruh. I'm gonna say them Solomons, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really fuck with that shoe, bro. It looks really good aesthetically with almost anything you put on. If you dress it right, they're really comfortable.
That silhouette is nuts. That's
Yeah.
why.
Yeah, and I get
It's
a
like sleek.
and they've been out for a long time. But I didn't know
Yeah,
that company's
super.
been out since like the 80s.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
so it's pretty dope.
And it would definitely be good for like times right now where I would look at the shoe. I'm like, bro, I remember I was telling Manny because he somebody gifted a pair here, like gave them away, and I put
Right.
them on, and I was like, like I don't know when I would wear this shoe. Like I feel
Yeah.
like it's like a Colorado shoe or something like that, where it's
Yeah.
raining and then you bust these out and you're straight.
Yeah.
But I feel like right now I'm kind of like, damn, maybe I just didn't have the right colorway.
Yeah, you
or
gotta check
whatever,
the
you know?
colorways, bro. They got some dope pieces, bro.
Yeah.
And the thing is with that shoe, you like, it's specific. I think it's the XT4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you could do it with anything. You could go to the gym. You could go get
Yeah.
groceries. You
Yeah.
could throw a fit. Like a
So
good fit.
I'm big on that too. Like even when I go to the gym or work out, I try to like dress cool just in case I got to do something after. Like I don't never want to be caught lacking. So that shoe helps. That shoe like helps you with that. Like you know what I mean? Like I'm big on that. Like
I
you
caught him
should
at the
dress
gym
fly
once.
to the
I
gym.
caught him at the gym once, and I was like, okay, I'm not the only one that wants to get dressed up for the
Yeah,
gym. I was like,
like
I see you.
it's important, bro. Like I
you
feel
never
like
know.
you can't get caught lacking, bro.
No,
Like
absolutely
like
not,
the
nah.
second you start going to the gym and thinking you can just chill, somebody they gonna creep up on you. Like nah, bro.
No, I even feel that because I remember I low key started going like religiously now since like October.
Yeah.
Like just going like 5 days out the week. And even that, like I'd pull up and then like I think on my month, I was like, nah, son, I gotta get the gym gear like up. I can't just come in
Yeah.
regular because shit like that happens, bro. When you're like moving around, like you can't go back to the crib. Sometimes you gotta leave somewhere else. So I definitely feel that. But
Yeah.
even with the one time where I was like, yo, the Solomons actually hit when you had the hidden ones. Have you seen the hidden?
Oh
embroidered
yeah,
Solomons?
those shits are super hard.
Bro,
Yeah.
Those are hard.
that's
Those
when I
are
was like,
super
fuck,
hard.
like those shits go crazy. But even
Yeah.
speaking of the shit he be wearing, I remember one time I posted a pic of
yeah.
Briss, and then I was like, whatever, cool. And then you were like, yo, because he had those LV.
All those fucking LV
Yeah,
graffiti jeans. Yeah,
yeah.
bro, I wanted those so bad, bro.
Yeah, and even
But
that,
nobody had my damn size. Like,
Yeah.
fuck, bro.
Yeah.
But even with that, like I remember I was like, just playing around. I was like, yo, would you ever sell these? And he was like, I don't know, yeah, for the right price.
Right.
And then you threw me a price, and I told him, he was like, bro, I'll take off my pants right now and throw on some EE shorts.
Right.
And obviously it worked out. You came, you picked them up. But
that
even
was dope.
I think that's how I know like you're really
searching,
about this
yeah.
shit, you know?
Yeah,
Like-
I'm not. If I want something, I'm coming to get it, bro.
It was like
Yeah.
a random
Like, yeah.
Thursday, and it was like, yeah, I'm gonna go purchase these Louis Vuitton jeans. I
Bro,
was like, what
literally.
the
No,
fuck
for
is going on
sure.
over here?
Yeah, and I think I did have a fit in mind with those. It's
Okay,
like,
okay.
I gotta get this off. I need these.
Yeah.
You-
And then even obviously talking about fashion, you have your own brand, don't you? Or like you're working on something, or you're curating something.
So I got a few brands.
Okay.
That
Let
I
us
got
know.
like, I'm like a part of.
Okay.
I don't even want to call it mine. It's just,
Yeah.
Right,
I'm a part of it. You know
Uh-huh.
what I
right,
mean?
right.
Can you share like a few of them?
So we got Jay Pareil and Co.
Yeah.
That's original. We got Lassant Air.
Yeah.
If you see people with the air hats, we got Hidden Hills.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, so those three mainly. I'm still working on some other stuff too. I'm always just giving my creative input, whether I'm putting up the
Facts.
money behind the scenes, whatever the case may be. I just like to keep my hands on shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, like out of obviously not to pick the favorite child, but out
Uh-huh.
of the bunch, which one's kind of like your favorite? Where you're like, oh, I like this piece that we made, or I like this logo that we made.
I'm the type of person I kind of like everything for a different reason.
Okay.
Like, you know what I mean? Those three are very different aesthetic wise.
There you go. Yeah.
Of course, Jay Pareil being like my brand.
Yeah.
It definitely hits a little bit different. But I love the song. The same, I feel that way about that brand too. Like when I created the name of that, I love Hidden Hills. I love them all.
Yeah.
Honestly, bro.
Yeah, and then what can you say? Because obviously, like we have our own merch where we're running it, and I think a lot of people don't really like. There's only a small group of people that understand like the time and effort
Oh, my
that goes
goodness.
behind like making the piece, the production, running it quick. Like, what's like a little like something like I guess a headache that you've gone through with any of those brands?
So for one, I can never run a brand myself. I'm gonna say that. Like I'm way too lazy. Like way too lazy. That process in itself, like I'm good at the creative and making shit that I know that people will buy. But bigger than that, bro, it's not easy. Like shipping, customer service, handling the orders, making sure the manufacturer doesn't fuck up.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I printed this wrong, or I did this wrong, or I shipped this person the wrong size. You got like it just gets way too crazy for me personally.
Yeah.
So I would like I've always been the guys like come up with the concept, come up with the idea, find somebody to do the legwork,
Yeah.
and I kind of just handle the marketing and creative, and it just makes life a lot easier for me.
How important would you say it is to have like a good team behind that? Obviously, since you're running a few brands.
Oh my God, like golden. Like I wouldn't be able to do anything without my counterparts
Right.
with these brands. So it's just not even fathomable.
Yeah.
And then
Non-negotiable.
I feel like the time that goes into that, if you were to do everything yourself, like it's not an easy task.
Yeah. Yeah. And I feel like even going with making a brand, I even obviously I went to school for it. I
Right.
learned from it. But like it was like that thing where I was like, man, I can create it. I know what I want. I know the like kind of I guess the design aspect of it. But I'm like, bro, I can't sit there and sew this hoodie. Like I need
No.
someone to do it for me, you know? So it's
Yeah.
like that leg, like you're saying, like that legwork of someone else doing it. And even until recently, like I finally officially like found my rhythm
Right.
of like, okay, this person does that. We do this, boom, boom, boom. Like, and finding manufacturers that work and that are like work with my budget or my
Right.
schedule. So I feel like that's something that I definitely
I
agree
feel like
with.
what people got to understand is every person that owns a brand isn't necessarily a designer either. Like a lot of the times you have taste curators or tastemakers that are the faces of these brands, but really they're just coming in and picking and saying, I like this or I don't like this. Like maybe not now as much, but if you look at even Jerry Lorenzo early in his career, he was never a designer. Or anything like that. It was just picking cool shit and saying, all right, I want this on this and so forth.
You would say he was like redoing things, like he was mastering things?
and
Because we were talking about that
mostly
earlier.
like redoing stuff. Like
right.
whereas
Obviously
then
inspired
you
by Rick a lot.
yeah,
Right,
then
right.
you could look at different people like say Ruigi when he first came in, for instance, he was probably actually designing a lot of that stuff.
Right.
But even those guys, when they get bigger, I feel like that phases out and they bring on designers and you kind of just pick and curate, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
And, like-
imagine designing that big of a collection, Dolo, and being like,
Yes,
oh yeah, I
not
got
even like you gotta think. Fucking when Virgil was doing Louis, he probably had 20 designers on his team,
Right,
like
right.
if not more. It's like so.
Yeah, and I feel like that's when I even started realizing that because
Yeah.
when I was interning for Ruigi, I was always like, "Damn, bro, he's like making all this shit." But then
Yeah.
I think I started to see the behind the scenes where it's like, bro, this dude got to do a million things. Like he can't design everything.
Nah.
And that's why we were there to like kind of assist with stuff here and there.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's what I kind of realized, like, man, like I feel like a lot of other fashion houses do this. Like they have the team make it and then they come and they're like, switch this to that. Put this over here.
I think what it comes down to with most brands too is like once you have your aesthetic down, like, and you have your base, from there it's a lot easier to just tell people, all right, I needed to include this, this, and this, freestyle or rest, you know?
Yeah.
But once you got that brand identity on like what it is, it's a lot easier to move from there, you know?
Yeah, facts. And I think that's something that we definitely like do here, where he'll give me like a, like I know we have our boy Skinny here where he does like mostly all the designs for Syndicate.
Yeah.
I'll do like a little portion. But even that, where like, he'll be like, yo, take this logo, bam, move it over here. Like, and then he'll let me have the creative freedom. But then I'll like be like, yo, what do you think about this? And he'll be like, bet. So it's like those, now I get it now.
Right.
To where like that's how a brand should work, where everybody has a part and
Right.
everybody's important in it. It's not like, oh, this is my logo and this is how I want it to look. It's like you got to be able to like feel free and move around with it.
Yeah, I think that happens to like we do mainly like tees and hats, where we're like
Right.
I send an idea to Skinny or to Andy. We send the idea out, and then they get all creative freedom. Like,
Right.
like yo, this is an idea, but this is your vision, and that's why.
Yeah, I think it's super important with brands to like have that that creative freedom, and then like not to have an ego in it either.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to be the guys like, oh, I started this and this and that. Like, nah, it doesn't work like that, bro. Like,
No, yeah, it happens where like Skinny will send me a design, and then I'll send it to the person printing it or something like that. I'm like, yo, but can you remove this and this and this and this? And I was just like, so then it gets twisted up in a whole different way.
yeah,
But then we actually were like, oh shit, it came out really good. So
Right.
it's just like multiple people looking at it and then having an idea. Like for when we did our Princess Diana tee, he did one freestyle. Then I was just like, no, like I was like, it's a good idea, but then now do this, throw this image, do this, and it's just it goes through so much processes that people don't see.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. There are a lot of fuck ups before you get the final product,
Yeah.
and sometimes the fuck ups are hard in themselves.
Yeah. No, it happens a lot to us too, where the sample that we never drop is harder than what we actually drop.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Was there ever a moment like that where you posted something and you were like, this shit's not how the way it came out, but the audience was like, yo, this shit's hard.
Oh yeah, all the time. All the time. Samples always go crazy.
Yeah.
Especially when something's a one-off. People just get a kick out of seeing shit that's like, oh my God, there's only how many?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So people always get a kick out of that. That happens 24/7, honestly.
Facts. All right, we're going to take a little break, get a little water in us.
Cool.
We'll be back real soon.
All right.
All right, cool. So we're back.
Yes,
Obviously,
sir.
we're talking about the brand stuff, what it's like. What do you think is your current, like, what do you think about the current fashion, trend that's going on right now? Just with anything, with LV, with all the stuff that's going on.
I don't want to be pessimistic right now, but I hate it, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like everything's so copy and pasty. People have no originality. People find it easier just to copy someone. Like for me, bro, this has been like I've been this way since high school, so it's very weird for me.
Yeah.
Like ninth grade, like I was the kid that would go broke, like to like get the piece that I wanted, like and be flying school. So like I care, like you know what I mean. I feel like a lot of these people, like I can tell this isn't dumb, like you know what I mean. Like you weren't this type of person, so it shows.
Yeah,
and it just makes everything so fucking boring. Like you know what I mean.
No, yeah, I feel like people always ask me because I used to buy a lot of clothes, like back, I would say a couple years ago. And then now everybody's just like, yo, have you bought anything lately? And I was just like, honestly, like the last thing I bought that I thought was kind of cool was the leather Prada that Raph did. And then after that, I was just like, I don't really see anything.
I rarely shop.
Yeah.
I rarely shop. Like I want that jacket too, but I rarely shop, bro. Like it's not. It doesn't feel the same. Like I'd rather just collect pieces as I go.
Yeah.
But day to day, bro, I might just be in a cool sweatsuit or some shit. Like it doesn't. I don't feel like it counts as much anymore.
No, it doesn't, because everybody's trying to do it, and it's just like, yeah, like I haven't found like something like with denim or like trousers or anything, I want to try them on first to see if they sit right and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And lately, everything is just like
Yeah,
flare.
it's
like,
been very boring, bro.
Yeah.
Even in that, like, they haven't been bringing out a lot of good shit. But that jacket's that's $7,000
Yeah.
jacket. Yeah, I know that's a nice
Bro, this
jacket.
motherfucker said he lost.
bought it
the
twice.
First one, yeah.
The first one got stolen.
So you bought the first one. That was the baggier one.
No. So I bought the baggy one.
Uh-huh.
When it
And
first
then
came,
you got the one that's like
it's
like
the
slim.
same jacket. I pre-ordered it in New York, and I was hyped. And then when I was moving from New York to LA to open this,
Right.
I shipped all my stuff out,
Fuck.
and it was 24 large FedEx boxes, like huge boxes. So the first 20 made it through no problem. And I
Right.
was like, all right, cool. So I'm pretty sure whoever was working the warehouse isn't something where like, yo, this is 4 more giant boxes. We got to crack one open.
Right.
4 boxes didn't make it. And I like, shit you not, maybe like $50,000 worth of stuff went missing.
Clipped.
Like, on
That's a
good,
hurt piece,
Yeah.
brother.
So then that jacket, the green one, was one of the ones that was in there. And out of in there, like for example, I had that. My homie gave me this crazy like Dior bubble that like was like retail for like $9,000. That was just like a ski one.
Jesus
it,
Christ.
it almost looked like their version of a Biggie jacket, like the New York ones.
Damn.
And then the anorak, the LV anorak from Virgil's first season with Dorothy.
Wow.
That got stolen.
Fuck.
So the only thing that I had access
Jesus
to was
Christ,
that
that
Prada
hurts.
jacket.
Right.
Because it was still like in for like pre-order.
Right.
So right away I hit up my client advisor. I'm like, yo, like I had this thing happen to me. I need this jacket. Like I'm not gonna get everything else back because it's older, but
Right.
this jacket I still have access. So technically I paid $14K for one jacket.
Fucking hell, bro.
Yeah, is something like that ever happened to you where you like kind of lost a piece or you forgot about it and you're like, fuck, where did it go?
All the time, bro.
What's has been one where you're like, fuck, I can't believe I lost it. Like I need that back.
Bro. Shit, even right now, bro, I got like a $35,000 chain where I just don't know where it's at.
Oh my god.
I literally don't know where it's at, bro.
Yeah.
Like I have no clue. And it's just like I've learned in life that when shit like that happens, bro, you just gotta say fuck it. Cause if you stress out about that shit, you will drive yourself crazy.
Yeah.
Like,
Definitely.
all right, bro, it's gone. Like you know what I mean?
There's
You'll
nothing
get
you can
another
do. You
one,
can't
bro.
go back. You can't
There's
go-
nothing you can do
Yeah.
about it, bro. Like you gonna cry, like fuck it.
I was
Yeah.
going back and forth with FedEx for like a month. Like
Yeah,
I went
bro,
to
it's
the
like-
last scanned spot is in Santa Fe Springs.
Mm-hmm.
So I drove to the thing and I'm like, yo, y'all scanned it here. And guess what they did? They gave me one box that was crushed. And they're like, oh, it's damaged. We can't give it to you. And I was just like, I'm
No,
the
I'll
sender.
take it.
I was like, I'll
Yeah.
take it. And they gave it to me, and I was just like, they for sure stole the rest. If they had this there, they for sure stole the rest. So at that point, when they gave
Do
me
you
that
think
one,
they stole it when they got to Cali or from New York?
no, in Cali, because they got scanned in Santa Fe Springs.
Oh fuck! So
Yeah.
it came.
It was there. So I don't live too far from there. So I drove there and they were like, yeah, one box is here, but we can't give it to you because it's damaged. And I was just like, I literally like slammed the door and I'm like, look, lady, like I'm the sender and I'm the receiver.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. Having shit stolen from you, it makes you feel empty inside.
Yeah.
Like, I just thought about it. I haven't been back since. But the Art Basel before last,
Yeah.
my fucking hotel room got like robbed. Like
Yeah.
AP, fucking,
Sorry.
fucking 3-4 pair of LV jeans, LV hats, Goyard duffel,
Yeah.
off
Yikes.
maybe 60, 70,000 and shit gone.
Yeah.
And when that fucking happens, bro, it's just like you just feel empty. It's not a good feeling
No,
for
yeah.
us.
No, after that, they gave me that box and I kind of like, I even told him, I was like, I gave up on it. I was just like,
Yeah.
it's done. It's over. Like, I'm
Yeah.
never seeing it. But I still randomly go on Grailed because there's certain
To
distinct
look.
pieces.
Yeah,
that
that
I'm
is like that,
yo, like, it
that
might
was the
be
one
there.
I had.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What in a moment like that, like what do you like? What can you tell people? Because I know there's so many people that are like going through something where like they took a L, they took a loss, they lost money on this. Like, how do you get mentally through that barrier of like, fuck, it's gone, it's gone.
I feel like for me, bro, and I feel like most people, if you haven't went through it, then you will soon. It's like there's been so many times in life where you hit that point and you're like, oh my God, you're like depressed about something and miserable.
Yeah.
And then I just remember how many times I've got through it.
Yeah.
So it's like you can't let that shit kill you, because if you indulge in it, you will drive yourself absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
Like you gotta just let it go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think even like that, I remember just me like growing up, I'm still a little bit young, so I still like learn lessons throughout life.
Right.
And I feel like every time that like something, I feel like my back's against the wall, this, that, I throw a fit and then like the next day or the next hour, I'm like, damn, everything's like all right, or it worked out, and I'm like, fuck, did I do that for? You know? And especially learning from him, where he told me about that FedEx thing, and he just said it so nonchalant. And in my head, I'm like, bro, I'd be losing my mind. But I was like, damn, that's something I can learn from. Because he's just like, yeah, bro, it is what it is. Like, you know, like, what am I going to do? Fucking fight somebody over this shit? Like, it's not worth it.
Yeah, I feel like once you feed into like negativity, it'll eat you alive. Like, that's what I always tell people. Like, I've gotten into arguments with people that I've done so much for. And I'm just like, you know what? Like, I was like, if you want me to feed into it because you're probably going through something and you want to take it out on me. So I'm just like, I'm not gonna feed into it. Like, I'm just gonna.
The older I get, and I still fucking struggle with it to this day at times. I understand it's like the only person's actions I'm in control over my own. So it's like I can't be reacting to just anything. Like that shit brings you nothing.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't help, bro.
No, yeah. Some people just want a reaction. Like I was telling Nelson, some people were like talking shit to him, and I was just like, bro, don't feed into it. They want you to react.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you ignore them, they get more mad.
Yeah. And just leave them there. Yeah. Just leave the negativity behind, and that's what I did. Even like it was like corny, but I was just like, you know what? I'm not gonna bring my problems from last year to this year. And I was literally New Year's, like somebody was arguing with me, and I was just kind of putting like, ouch, like fuck, like very short.
Right.
But I was just like, bro, I'm not gonna argue with you over something that doesn't matter. Like it's out of my control.
Right.
And I was just like, I'm sorry, but that's I'm gonna leave it here. And then from there, I was just like, you know what? I'm not gonna like. I'll talk to you when I see you. That's it.
Right.
Yeah. If we run into you, I'll give you that talk, and that's it. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, it's a lot easier in person.
Yeah. Exactly.
Sure.
Have you ever had like a situation like that where you kind of had like I guess like a little fuss with someone, whether it was about anything, and you're kind of just like, you know what, bro, it's not even worth it, dog.
A million times.
I'd imagine.
A million times.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm just like, what are we even talking about?
Yeah.
Like, and then at certain points it just be like, yo, like, I feel like I can't argue with somebody who like don't understand me or like that you're not even smart enough to partake in this argument.
Exactly.
Like, what am I doing, bro?
Yeah.
Like,
I was recently watching an interview where like you were doing another podcast, and you were saying how like first when you were coming out, you kind of had like a little bit of like anxiety talking to people.
yeah,
And like you were kind of just like, I'm not really like, it's hard for you to kind of be like, yo, what's up? And go up to people. And you know, I think there's, like you were saying, when you were here, it was kind of easier to like, because people were just walking into the store. So like for people out there that I guess kind of like maybe that same thing, where they're kind of like, fuck, I don't know, but I don't know how to go up to this person and like, you know, build a relationship, whether they want to bring that person value. Like, what would you say to people like that are trying to like, you know?
shit. Honestly, bro, I think it's worse now. Like, social,
That's not what I want to hear.
No, seriously, bro. Social anxiety is a very real thing, and you can get better at it as you go. I think what makes it easier in these rooms, especially in terms of Hollywood and LA, is like seeing these people more than one time always makes it a little bit more easy to open up and have that conversation.
Yeah.
But my advice is, I would never necessarily go out of my way to get in somebody's face either, but just let shit happen naturally.
Yeah.
Like that's the easiest way to go about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Other than that, because you never know what mood someone might be in or whatever the case may be too. I think that's my thinking process whenever social anxiety kicks in.
Yeah.
Because you'll see someone one day, especially out here, and they'll hug you. Oh my God, I love you. How you been, bro? And then you see them 2 weeks later and they kind of act like they don't know who you are. So it's like, with dealing with that, like I feel like it kind of creates even worse social anxiety.
Yeah. It makes you feel like a little weird.
Yeah, so it's like for me, it's like where I'm at is if it's not natural, I'm not forcing no vibe, bro.
Yeah.
Like I'm good. I'm not that pressed to be anyone's friend.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And I feel like definitely like, no offense, but like definitely like here in LA, you never know, like a lot of people are going through a lot of stuff just in general in life. But that's definitely been like many times where it's like, we're cool. And then I see the same person in like a different setting, and they're just like, whoom, walk past me.
I feel like that's why I always, my LA friends will remind me, always say Hollywood. There's so many transplants that are here. So everybody has their own agenda and own mission. So when you're surrounded by people like that, you're not always around the purest of intent.
Yeah.
So sometimes you'll get different faces from people. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I feel that.
Yeah.
Obviously now, switching over, you have been doing like music for a while. What made you get into that? And like, were you always into it, or was it kind of something you kind of just stumbled into?
So I've always loved music for sure. Like
Yeah.
always, music has been a big thing in my life. Not necessarily making music, but I've always loved music.
Yeah.
But honestly, bro, I was bored in the pandemic.
Yeah.
Like I was one of those people in the pandemic was like, yo, I'm coming out of this shit learning a new skill.
Fire.
And I was experimenting, and then I just kind of fell in love with the process of creating music.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Then it was just fun from there. Just never look back, really.
Yeah. What's like your process when going into it? Like, is there a certain type of vibe you go for? Or is everything different every time you go in?
I like going to live a night and then going to create that moment on the record.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So anything you hear me ever say in music on a song is probably something I just did.
Yeah.
Like, and I feel like that makes it fun for me.
Yeah. And I feel like definitely that has caught so much momentum, especially during the pandemic. Because I remember I'm like, bro, this motherfucker is in the studio almost every day.
Yeah.
And like you'd be like, yo, send beats here, blah, 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 blah. Like, what has been like something that you learned within the music, whether through the industry or just like writing stuff? What has like something you learned from it?
I mean, you learn a lot. I mean, music, I love it. I love the creating process. But I feel like before I started to make music and kind of got a little bit bigger, you start to kind of realize that creating music and understanding the music business are two different things. Yeah. Like me personally, I hate the business of music, but love the art of creating music. Like, you know what I mean? Because those are two polar opposite things. You'll see the most creative motherfucker on earth. He can't get his music anywhere, but then you'll see somebody, you're like, what the fuck is this? And you see it everywhere. Like, the business of it and the actual art of it are two very different things. And I suggest anybody who wants to be big in music, find a good team, find someone who wants to put money behind your art, and be very strategic and think outside the box as far as how you want to get yourself out there.
Yeah, and I feel like definitely, I think even now, a lot of people have blown up even more because of TikTok.
Yeah,
and
TikTok's different.
So crazy.
But TikTok can be a gift and a curse too for
Yeah.
a lot of artists. Because when I think about those TikTok artists, there's not many of them that last for more than 2 songs.
Yeah.
Even if that one. Like, I could probably name 4 or 5 people that popped off last year, and I don't know where they are right now.
Yeah, and I feel like it's like that, like the SoundCloud era or like MySpace. Like, this is like that new lane, that new pocket of like, yo, just make a song that's catchy, put it on TikTok, and you're lit.
See, I feel like the dope thing about SoundCloud, though, as compared to TikTok and that era when people were getting on through that, is SoundCloud, people were getting the whole portfolio of music from these people.
Yeah.
So you kind of got to find your favorite artists and get to know them. Like, I remember Juice WRLD. I remember Brent. I remember, like, a lot of these guys' early SoundCloud days. And you got the Party Next Door. I remember that. Like, you got to hear their music and hear maybe 10 other songs, and it's like, I like them as a person.
Yeah.
Whereas now, TikTok, you hear one song, one sound on a 5 to 10 second sound bite. You're like, oh, I fuck with this, and I know this, but you have no clue about the artist, their story, where they're from, their development, what they stand for, what they look like sometimes. And you're just like, well, what the fuck is this? So now you got this new artist that got to be catapulted into learning everything really rapidly fast, and I feel like a lot of them fall off because of that.
Yeah, I feel that. And I honestly, that's where I found out about Nav. Like, when he started, I heard The Man first, and I was like, shit. Like, and it took me so long to find that track.
Nav was huge on SoundCloud.
Yeah.
Remember, he didn't show his face.
Yeah,
for a long while.
no, he didn't. But he was like, and then, but it's the same thing where I looked for it, the song The Man. That was like, that's still my favorite song from him. And then when I found it, he had a whole like little catalog, like little singles that he had on SoundCloud.
Yeah.
And then it was even that where I was like, but it was still like mysterious. Like, damn, the beat selection's crazy.
Right.
There's no interviews on him anywhere.
Right.
And then next thing you know, the next year, it's motherfuckers with OVO, with Drake. And I'm just like, but I feel like it's like that thing where after the fact, he's like, bro, I've been doing music. I've been making beats. So he had like a plan his whole way.
Yeah.
So what would you say to, like, I guess people that are like trying to break into the music industry through TikTok? Like, what would you, like, the type of advice you'd give them besides, you know, making the song? Like, what else can they do to stay like afloat through the whole time?
Through TikTok necessarily?
Yeah,
or
like through
just in
TikTok,
general?
like, do they have to come with a plan afterwards, or like?
I feel like everything has to have a plan.
Yeah.
In today's day and era, because I feel like right now we're living in the era where the retention span is so short
Yeah.
that you got to create content, music, that's gonna hold people.
Yeah.
Like it's one thing to get it in front of someone, but you got to be able to hold that attention span, and you got to be doing something different.
Yeah.
And then I think they say like the average like new artist that actually becomes a star, like you gotta make people see something 6 different places before like I want to buy into it.
Yeah.
So it's like you really got to be creative in your approach, man, and like you got to come different. It's not about spending a bunch of money. It's not about having a bunch of jewelry or chains. Like you gotta come at people with some shit that they've never seen before.
Yeah.
I feel like that's what's really taking off right now.
Yeah, I feel that. I even with like, I just think it's so crazy, bro. Because like that Uzi snippet, the I Just Wanna Rock. To this day, I believe like that was just a snippet that he put out, and then everyone went crazy, and he was just like, "Well, fuck it, I'm just gonna like do a little bullshit hook, and then we lit."
I'm gonna tell you the truth, bro. So the thing about that type of music, bro, that shit's been around since like 2002, where I'm from.
Yeah.
I'm from Philly.
Oh,
So
okay, yeah.
we've been Wu-Tanging and Top Rock and all these dances since we was kids. Like I can show you on YouTube videos of me when I'm 11 years old dancing like that to that music, that Baltimore club.
Yeah.
So it's funny as hell to me because even when we was kids, we used to always think about like, damn, how could this shit ever become mainstream? And nobody ever figured out how to do it.
Yeah.
So to see that shit like 15 years later, it's nuts. Because people are like, damn, this shit is cool. But I'm like, bro, this shit been around. Like forever. Like if you're from the tri-state, then you understand that all this shit has been out for a long, long time.
Yeah, I feel like that what he was saying happened with the Poland song with Yachty, where he just threw it out there and then he's like, "Oh, I gotta make a whole song out of it."
Right. Nah, Poland was nuts. I mean, they say some of the best music is made on accident.
Yeah.
Bro,
you know what I mean?
And even he was like in an interview, he was like, "Bro, like." He was doing a reaction video where they were watching the Poland video.
Right.
And the people were like, "Man, this shit hard." And he was laughing. He's like, "Bro, I can't believe y'all think this shit is hard."
Right.
He's like, "This shit is a joke to me." And they're like, "This shit hard."
Yeah.
But it's even like I wonder how that makes like I guess we feel the same where it's like you're creative and you just bullshitted it and people fuck with it and you're like, "Damn, bro, like I'm not even trying here." So it's like makes you second guess like certain things.
As a creative, bro, sometimes people will fuck with the shit that you were bullshitting on more than the serious shit. Like you don't know what the consumer wants.
Bro, literally.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
it's just you just gotta put the shit out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
see what the audience
Now
thinks.
that happens all the time when we're like, we took our time on this whole thing over here, and people are just like slept on.
Yeah.
Don't care.
like even if I think about y'all, right? I know there's probably some shoes where y'all like, nah, these are gonna be a flop, and then it's nuts.
yeah.
And you're like, what the fuck? Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like the 85 remakes, like I hate them. Like
the Lost and Founds?
no, those new Jordan 1
Oh,
85
the
remakes.
shape,
like the
shape
neutrals
shapes, bro.
and all those.
I hate it in
yeah.
general.
Yeah.
I think it's rude to anyone who actually like you know what I
Yeah.
mean. But people love that shit, so it's like you don't know, like you never really know what's gonna pop off and what isn't. Like
Yeah, facts. And I even going back a little bit. Now it makes sense to me because I remember there's a video of you in New York dancing with Uzi.
Right.
And I feel like was that like a moment for you where you were like, we're both from Philly, we're dancing to the because weren't you dancing to like the I Wanna Rock shit?
right.
Was that like a moment where you're like, damn, like we're both from here and we're
Right.
both dancing to this? Or did you kind of feel like, whatever?
I don't
it is
even
what
think
it
the
is?
song was out yet.
Was it not? What song was it? Was it not that song?
It might have been that before it came out,
Uh-huh.
but now we were just all having fun. Like
Yeah.
that's so normal. Like it's not nothing that's like super thought out. It's just like battling in a circle. Like this is shit that when you from Philly, this shit that we did as kids. Like so it was normal.
And I feel like that's something cool too, because I remember even when I was younger, the way I would like kind of, I guess, go to parties and I would dance with all the girls. And
Right.
I'd be like, bro, like, in a way, that's a way for you to like, people are like, oh shit, like this is motherfuckers. Like that's a way for you to kind of socialize with people, you know?
Right.
That a lot of people are like, nah, I'm not gonna dance. I'm too cool to dance, whatever. You know,
Yeah.
even like, it don't really matter, bro. And I feel like seeing you like, just in general, like, just going out because you always post videos of you dancing. I'm like, bro, that's fire. Because it's just you're being you. You know, you're not trying to fake it or anything.
Bro, I don't give a fuck about public perception.
Yeah.
Like not even a little bit. Like in most cases, bro, especially when like you're a cool person, I feel like I always remember like most of the time the people that are judging you, you're probably cooler than.
Yeah.
So who cares? Like you know what I mean? Like why would I care about somebody's opinion who I wouldn't even let you hang out with me, bro.
Yeah.
So it's like it doesn't even make sense, you know?
Yeah. I feel that.
No, I think that always happens too because some people perceive you like oh, this is how you look on social media, so that's you.
Right.
And it's just like you meet the person and you're like, oh shit, you're cool as fuck.
Social
And
media
yeah,
is not
bro,
real life,
it's not-
bro.
it's not.
I
A
feel
lot
like so many times you might think someone's an asshole, or you might think this person is cool and they actually aren't.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, so you don't know until you meet people, bro. Actually.
That happens a lot because even when I first moved to New York, everybody was just like, when they met me, they were like, yo, I thought you were gonna be a dick, and I
Yeah.
was just like, why? And they were just like, you're kind of mysterious,
Mm-hmm.
and then they're like, maybe you're weird, like everybody, like
Yeah.
even like the coolest kids out there, like coolest like influencers per se. When I met them through round 2, they were just like, we all thought you were gonna be a dick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. It sucks, man. But it is what it is, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is what it is.
And I even think like stuff like that, where obviously now like Syndicate's kind of gaining like a little bit of traction.
Mm-hmm.
And I know, because bro, I've been in so many like circles of people, like meeting people, designing, whatever, making clothes. And it was always like, damn, bro, it's like that saying, like, never meet your idols or whatever, because you
Right.
like you might be let down. And now when people come in, and even he's like, bro, like the thing here is like, you come into, when the customer comes in, like compliment them on their shoes, like anything.
Right.
And I think like now people are coming in and they're like, oh shit, you guys, like the way you are on videos, the way you guys are in real life.
Right.
And I see it as a way of like, yeah, because like I don't want to give that person the same experience that I had.
Right.
Where like motherfuckers weren't fucking with me, or like, oh, get over there. No, just
Yeah.
design, do this, you know?
Yeah.
And I feel like that's why I was like, yo, I gotta get you on the pod, because that's something that I didn't feel with you. Like, you always kept it cool with me. Like, even though you were probably doing your own thing, like you never kind of like stiff arm me. You're like, all right, bro, like
You
just
never
chill
big
with that.
broed you.
Yeah, like never ever,
Yeah,
bro.
nah, like I kind of take it upon myself to kind of be the same person wherever
Yeah.
I'm at.
Yeah.
Like I'm not too cool or nothing like that. And
Yeah.
I don't even think about the perception of how people see me or whatever in their eyes. I'm just me.
Yeah.
So I don't really take myself that serious. I
Yeah.
think that's cringy.
Yeah.
Facts.
Like, you know.
Oh, yeah, it is.
So nah, man.
Yeah, but I feel like that's why even now, like, I just make it so important to always, like, even this dude always be like, we'll respond to everybody's DMs like as much as we can.
Yeah, for
with
sure.
something, and like even going on to TikTok now, where there's some people now where are like, yo, you're that dude from TikTok. Yo,
Right.
da, da, da. So I was like, how do you feel about that? Like that's kind of like now the new Facebook, the new Instagram. Like, how are you gauging it in a way to make it work for you?
Bro, I'm like a newborn baby at the shit. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
TikTok is so difficult to me, bro. Like,
Yeah.
I think it's the first time in my life on social media where I felt old.
Yeah.
I was like,
Same.
I was like, damn, nigga, like this ain't as quick as it used to be. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
People
Like,
was like-
I come from MySpace, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like it's very different, but it's dope at the same time. Like, it's dope, and I just really like that algorithm. Like, anything can happen on
Yeah.
there. And I feel like so many people see that shit. Like, I feel like a TikTok page with 1,500 followers is maybe stronger than an Instagram with 15,000 followers.
No, it
Like,
is.
it's
It
nuts.
definitely is.
Facts.
So, yeah, I'm at the point where I'm forcing myself.
Yeah.
Like, even when I don't want, I'm like, I'm making one of these motherfuckers. Like,
And
you know?
I remember you were just saying, like, a little bit off, where you were just like, bro, people are making real money on there.
Yeah, bro, it's different, man. It's different. I feel like a lot of these brands too, because at one point in time, I used to get like free shoes from Nike and all these brands and shit like that. They want your TikTok statistics now. Like,
Yep.
it's different. Like, that's the forefront. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like having strong socials, especially TikTok, it definitely can propel you.
Yeah, and I feel like even now, like the way there's a shift in just the economy in general, where people want their dollars to work.
Yeah.
And where now they're probably like, man, we can't pay LeBron $500K for this ad. But we
Right.
can get 10 TikTokers for 100 racks and pay them whatever 10K each.
Nah, for
and
sure.
they got more traction for that, you know?
Yeah.
And I feel like I've seen that a lot more, like, because I get, certain type of like brand deals and stuff like that, like a Foot Locker one, or even like, bro, I get like almond deal, and I'm like,
Right.
what the? But I'm like, fuck it. Like, I always tell these people, I'm like, yo, bro, I don't want to, like, I might do this almond deal, like, bro, whatever,
Right.
get your bread. But I always try to make sure it's like,
It's genuine.
yeah,
and it
it's
feels
genuine,
good, yeah.
like,
Right.
like not
Nothing
just something
forced.
like, yeah, I'm wearing a
Yeah.
face mask. I'm like, there's some stuff I pick and choose, but I think that's like, even for both of you, where I kind of look at them like, y'all got crazy fucking pieces
Mm-hmm.
that you just put that shit on, and it's like you wear it through the whole day, never post anything.
Yeah.
But I feel like that shit'll fucking kill on TikTok, bro, where people will be like, damn, where'd you get that? Yo, where you like? And it's like you find a whole new audience to be like, oh shit, like people
Yeah.
really fucking with me or with whatever I'm doing.
Yeah,
you know?
I think it's really cool actually.
Yeah.
I feel like we probably come from an era though where it was kind of cool to have dope shit and not post it all the time.
Yeah, you just wear it.
You know what I mean? Like, it's just because it's not. I'm not buying this for that. Like, you know what I mean? This is for me.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of hard to like switch your mindset on it, but it is important, especially with social media in general. I think everything is switching over to like more of a video platformish. Like, even if you look at Instagram, like videos and reels and shit are performing a lot better.
Definitely.
So it's kind of like, what's your commercial for the day?
Yeah,
That's how I kind of look
Bro,
at TikTok.
pretty much.
Yeah, we do
You
one
know what I
every day.
mean? Yeah,
Literally, we do one
it's
every
like
day.
your personal commercial for the day. So
Shit.
I feel like with social media now, like all these companies and jobs, it's like I always tell people like put yourself as much as out there, even though if you don't want to. Even myself, I struggle with that. I struggle with posting, and he always tells me like, "Yo, this year you gotta post." I'm good on the story, but on the posting on the feed, I suck. Like I haven't posted in months, but I feel like that is your resume now.
It is.
Like it is like people see like how cool you are, what you got, what you can do, and what you have created. So people look at it more than an actual paper now.
Yeah, I feel like now, bro, people want to feel like they know you before they know you. They want to know about your story. They want to you like feel like they're a part of your life. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if you look at these YouTubers and these Twitch guys, like the Kai Cenat guys and the Aiden Ross guys, like these kids are killing it because they're on there every day with their following for 8 to 10 hours. You feel like they're part of your life at that point. Like, I know you when I see you.
You feel like you're playing the video games or with them.
That's
like,
what I'm saying. Like,
there,
it feels that way. And I think, you know, for us who are a little bit older, it kind of feels weird because we're so privacy. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, exactly.
I'm over here, you know what I mean? So making the switch, it is a little uncomfortable at times, but it's definitely key because there's a lot of monetization.
It's all about
in that.
adaptation.
It
Literally,
is,
you just
bro.
gotta continue going with. Like I always tell people, the person that when I first started doing this industry isn't the cool person that's cool now. Like every year the influencer changes and blah, blah, blah. There's some people with longevity, but then the hot one kind of goes out of the way.
Nah, for sure. For sure. It's like passing the torch almost.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Cool. I think we're going to end it up right here. Is there anything you want to tell the people before where they can find you? What stuff you got cooking up?
Yeah, you can find me on all socials, Jay Pareil. Just continuing to work. But thank you guys for having me, man.
Nah, bro, thank you for coming on. And I'm glad you came on.
Yeah.
Shared a little bit of knowledge, some fashion, let the people know what's going on and everything.
Nah, for
Appreciate
sure.
you, bro.
All right.
All right, we out. Like, comment, subscribe,
Peace.
all that.
Later, yo.
Cool. All right. Yeah, that was dope.
Yeah.